Hello there, folks. The Historical Gamer here once again, looking at the game Take Command Second Manassas. Take Command Second Manassas was the second game that was released by Mad Minute Games. Mad Minute Games was a precursor to the Scourge of War series. Scourge of War Gettysburg, which was the first game I reviewed. I reviewed the Antietam expansion pack, and Scourge of War Gettysburg was developed by one of the two individuals who created the Take Command series. First there was Take Command Bull Run, which I do not have, and then the second battle that occurred near the Bull Run Creek was the Battle of Second Bull Run, or Second Manassas, which occurred in 1862, and was the second game that they released in Mad Minute before Mad Minute went its separate ways, and one of the developers founded the Scourge of War game that I reviewed first. Now, Take Command Second Manassas has a lot of the same features that are in the Scourge of War series. They are very, very similar, so you're going to see a lot of similarities. Probably the biggest difference is that Scourge of War has multiplayer, whereas Take Command Second Manassas does not. It still has some pretty good tutorials, which are very well designed through here, teaching you how to command a brigade, an artillery battery, a division, a corps. Also has a very nice open play element, which gives a lot of replayability, where you can craft your own orders of battle, set up your own style of battle, and create random battles. And then it has a pretty good selection of over 15, I think it's actually over 20 here, battles that are part of the storyline. There are also storyline battles. So you'll see here, you start with AP Hill at Cedar Mountain, then you go to Second Manassas, then you go to another battle at Second Manassas. Or Jackson, you start here at Cedar Mountain, then go to different battles at Second Manassas. So I mean, there are carryover battles, and I haven't played this game as much as the prior, but the way I do understand it, it gives basically your losses carry over from battle to battle, so it's important to manage your resources efficiently. It also gives you a very good description, as you'll see me scrolling through here on the bottom of each battle. The first battle that's included in the game was part of all the battles are part of the Second Manassas campaign. The first is some scenarios from the Cedar Mountain, which was kind of a precursor, kind of a skirmish, where the forces under General Jackson and at first General Banks meet at Cedar Mountain, and then that leads to a general engagement at Second Manassas, which lasts for several days. And then after the Union Army's defeat, spoiler alert, after the Union Army's defeat at Second Manassas, there is another battle which is covered with, there's only, I think, 2 scenarios in here that are for it, but it's the Battle of Chantley, which was really a rear guard action, where General Lee was pursuing the retreating Union Army north and ran into a couple of divisions of the Union Army's rear guard. And then actually, this battle fits nicely. You could make a little bit of your own personal campaign too, because this battle feeds directly into Antietam, which is covered in that expansion pack with the battles of Antietam and South Mountain and the Scourge of War. Because after this victory here, the Confederate Army launched their first invasion of the North in the Antietam campaign. So we're jumping into it, and I chose to do the battle of the Gibbon. There's a Gibbon battle to take command of the Iron Brigade, the early stages of the Second Manassas battle. It's the first day where the two forces run into each other. Basically, General Jackson comes out and attacks a Union column that's ordered. So the courier system works the same way as in Take Command, in Scourge of War Gettysburg. You'll get couriers with orders and whatnot to give you the situation, and so there was a courier. Also, the amount that you can zoom in or out depends on the level of your commander. So brigade commander, you can zoom out less than a corps or division commander, kind of giving you a sense of your area of responsibility. So yeah, this is the first day of the Battle of the Second Manassas, where really a Union column is marching in search of General Jackson's forces, and Jackson came out and basically attacked to lure the Union forces out. Union forces into the coat. Now, carrier coming forward here. I thought I saw one. There's not. The courier system works the same way. You'll also see that the menu and the orders areas are very similar, so battle line, double line, maneuvers, skirmishers, you can order your men to follow the roads, order yourself to gallop, order your men to double quick, always use roads, brigade, advance, fall back, detach units. Just some of these early couriers and some of these scenarios which I like are really just designed to kind of build the atmosphere, kind of keep you in suspense. So it's kind of nice, but a lot of the things in here you'll see are very similar looking. The menu and the whole feel is a little bit older. I mean, it is an older game. It came out several years ago, so the graphics aren't necessarily top of the line. But very similar kind of user interface as was original with Scourge of War. You can see your officer's attributes. I've been given some orders. Kind of a point-and-click style thing, so I can just click on an area and have my men go to it. I've played this scenario a few times. It's probably one of the easiest to get into. But as I was saying, you can see your officer's attributes of whatever you're looking at. That includes unit attributes like training, aim, accuracy, how good they are at different things. You'll see the notifications down here, so there's different things. If they have support, if there's enemy, if there's friendly forces to their right or left, they get a bonus, they'll fight better. If they're visible to the enemy, that affects how they behave. Defensive terrain affects fighting. Leadership bonus, so your leader's close enough to you. It's really easy also. You can look at the combat report by clicking on this little mini ball icon here. It'll show you the weapon that your men are using, how much ammunition they have, the range that they'll open fire, the impact they've had on the enemy. That's a little bit unrealistic, but that's okay. I mean, it's a video game. It's not 100% realistic, so I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little bit of artistic liberties to kind of give you more information than historically would be available. You can see the order of battle here. It's a very similar layout to the Scourge of War. The whole atmosphere, artwork behind it's a very, it's different, but it's a very similar, very similar concept. There's even a nice little button here where you can just click on you and go straight to your character, and there's a map where you can see the entire, situation. I mean, these types of scenarios really are pretty scripted. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For this type of scenario where you're essentially reenacting a historical battle. Now, one of the differences between Scourge of War is I believe the spirits are a little bit higher ratio in Scourge of War than they are in this game. We gotta kind of check here just to plug them in the battle line because I know I'm actually going to get a little bit over here. But I don't really like it. Yeah, this scenario design is a little bit peculiar to me because you get ordered to go over here, which is a counter march completely, just like the, I guess we can try and do that and see what happens. It's a complete, the complete opposite of what you were originally going to do, the original place you were going to go, and to march through the woods is incredibly stupid and a bad idea. So now I'm going to have my men counter march, and we'll see how that turns out. One of the things I like about this a little bit more in Scourge of War, it's easier to click on you know, your mini ball to see what type of weapon you use. So basically just screw the enemy with strength. But yeah, you can get a lot more information, I feel like, here. Ammunition, casualties, weapon type. The one thing that bugs me about this series is kind of the simplistic way that ranges are handled. I know, you know, at very long ranges, 700 to 800 yards, you might be able to fire, but you're really not going to do anything. 160 yards is too close, though, too, so that's the standard range at which you open fire. It can be easily modified, but it's still something that kind of bugs me. And I believe it's the same in Scourge of War Gettysburg, because that range at which your troops will open fire is still scripted to be 160 yards, which is more, it's a little bit longer range than Napoleonic, but it feels more Napoleonic than anything, at least compared to what I would like. It's not very realistic at all. So we're counter marching. We're going to fast forward here a little bit. Alright, and fast forward it a bit. It seems a little bit strange to me, but here we go. It seems a little bit strange to me, as I say, that the positioning of the objective is where it is. Maybe that was historical or whatnot, but it seems really odd. I had to countermarch my whole way here, and by the time I got here, the Confederates are definitely already either here or approaching. Confederate skirmishers who are approaching my front. Larger Confederate forces back there are far larger than the brigade. No way I'm going to be pushing back already, so I had to even double quick my boys a bit, and they're definitely tired. It seems a little bit odd. I actually picked this scenario because it's one of my favorite from Wisconsin. I've seen previous videos where I talked about Brewers, and Gibbons Brigade was largely made up of Wisconsin Iron Brigade. Doesn't appear to be present in this game either, so as far as I'm aware, there's no way to send couriers to basically request extra support or aid. I'm not sure, like I said, I wasn't really ever sure if it made a difference in Gettysburg. But I don't have the option here. Go to courier and just list the prior message that I received. The option to actually dispatch a courier request anything along those lines. To my knowledge, there isn't that option in this game. So that's a difference. Couriers still can be killed, and you still send couriers to your lower ranking units. It's just the couriers don't appear to be able to be sent to your direct superiors requesting assistance, or other than to my knowledge. So I've got my brigade moving forward in the battle line. One brigade behind me. It really gives you a restrained feel the way that this camera lock works. I'm really locked in here. I can't get a truly overhead feel, so it's almost like I'm in saddle, and that's actually something just to bring up, because there is a pretty amazing modification in the Scourge of War. It's called Headquarters in the Saddle. It's actually named after a famous quote from General Pope, the Union commander in this battle. When asked where his headquarters was, he would say his headquarters quote that I'm definitely butchering it there, but it was something he said to try and differentiate himself between him and McClellan. Pope was definitely a fighting general, a general who was known for, at least up until this campaign, was known for fighting. He was known for action in his limited career. Admittedly, he didn't have a whole lot. He did have some experience in the West, a couple of successful engagements there, but for the most part, you know, he had pretty positive, he had a pretty positive reputation coming in to this battle in the West. He had only won a couple of minor victories, but he did have a few minor victories, most notably the Island 100, the Confederate fortification in the Mississippi River, north of New Madrid. And he had taken it with relatively minor loss, and then he was given command of the new army that was formed in D.C. during the Peninsula Campaign during 1862. General McClellan had advanced to the gates of Richmond, but he had advanced extremely slowly, and Lincoln was completely one quickly. So, McClellan was eventually driven back by a lead 7-day battle, which was a series of 7 battles, only one of which was really a Confederate tactical mission in any sense. But McClellan was beaten in his own mind, despite the fact that he had inflicted heavy losses on the Confederate army. The Confederates actually lost far more men than the Union did. 20,000 Confederate casualties were lost in the colony. So that's one thing that was important about that battle, is that the Union were defeated mentally, not really in battle, that led to a Union withdrawal and basically stalled the campaign. Fell back, and then Lincoln, in an effort to force McClellan to move again, formed an army further north, which was going to move on Richmond directly from the north, not flank along the peninsula. And he gave Pope command of the army, and eventually he started shifting more and more forces and having transferred from the army of the Potomac, which was the army of McClellan, to this army. So McClellan basically was taken out of command. His army of the Potomac get really crafted. He had really more or less created. He was very well trained war. The Second Manassas campaign resulted. The Union were eventually beaten, and then McClellan was put back in command just in time for the Antietam command. Basically, he didn't have anyone else that he trusted. He didn't have anyone else that holds had enough credibility to listen to. So, maybe this is accurate. I usually end up fighting over here where I was first coming out, or either immediately redirecting something to send it home. That is, or maybe I'm supposed to leave this point. Pretty bloody, a lot of dead bodies. Pretty heavily outnumbered here. We've got but my boys are doing pretty good. Killed more than we've lost, so that's always a good thing. We've got one brigade here on the left flank. That's probably the most important thing. You always need to watch for. Put the flank is sure it's going to be defeated. One of the other things to keep in mind about this game is that sight and fire is important. It's realistic in the sense that if you have a unit blocking where you're shooting, you're not going to be able to shoot through them. Previous Civil War games, most famous Civil War Seminary, Gettysburg, really shoot through them, and fine rifles and stuff together, but they're more or less shoot from each other, which is not the case in this game. yeah, one of the things about the campaign series, there's been a little bit of a debate with the facts. We're falling out in the campaign series, and that is why the broke up and eventually the Scourge of War itself. But one of the things that resulted in that is the source code, I believe, is what was actually released to the public during that hassle. And PPM is something that there's been a lot of modding done with additional maps and other things like that. There's strong modding communities, some professional battles that you can get this game for free, really. This game is really cheap in a couple of different places, including the likes of if this is the type of game that you're interested in. Scourge of War is definitely new and more modern, and we definitely recommend it. There's a lot more support. It's still not a game that's still really supported. But, you know, if you're looking at just getting into a Civil War game on the cheap, this game is definitely still available. Only about $10, yeah, definitely pick it up. Like I said, there was a pretty strong modders community because a lot of the code was released to the public, which has resulted in a lot of modifications, maps, things like that. You can still go to mapmangames.com and see some of the original and still active members there. It's still a pretty active gaming club. It's over 4 years old. I think it was released in 2007 originally. It really is the same thing as Scourge of War, it's just not as new and it's modern. A lot of the things look different, but a lot of the general features are the same. So I actually have used it since the thought of it here. In this engagement, the Iron Brigade historically got involved. That was 600 men. The brigade lost almost a third of their strength in this engagement. Pesky buildings. Yeah, I'm actually doing a better job of driving them back. Still massively outnumbered. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about this game. A very good game. Definitely would recommend it to anyone who's interested in the Civil War, this or the newer Scourge of War game. I enjoyed it. I still had a lot of fun out of it. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough time to hold this subject to get in it. I'm doing better than I thought I would. Definitely didn't expect to drive. Driven back to the east. They've got some artillery support back here, which is helping out. So battery, it's running the speed for it's almost fleeing. Pretty close range artillery, not quite canister. Well, that unit actually fired canisters. 200 yards or closer is when canister fire starts. One thing I don't get is sometimes it doesn't say but yeah, anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and follow me. Might be doing some more of this Scourge of War, maybe look at some getting grip scenarios and check out Pipes Creek. Yeah, there's another map, Pipes Creek Map Pack, which is not hypothetical battle. There's actually quite a bit of historical fiction with it, like Cambridge all out on the side. Cambridge series, basically one of the scenarios. Particularly Confederates fought at Gettysburg in the Second War. Or things that bring up different so they didn't have to fight at Gettysburg. And what would have happened if they would have engaged instead at Pipes Creek, which was originally defensive. apparently my right flank is open, and I'm not really sure what's coming that way, but... Oh, we held the farm now, or we have the farm now, we just need to hold it. I think this is one of those things that people don't really consider when they talk about retreating. One thing I haven't really been able to determine in these games is how much cohesion has. So obviously fatigue has a big impact on how well you do in a charge, but how important is unit cohesion? That's something I've never really been able to determine, I guess. I've always kind of been unsure about it. Alright, they appear to be holding my home a bit, so thank you, 95th New York. That was surprising. I did not expect to drive them that way. One unit valley. A few dead bodies here, though. Yep, unit's going to lie down on these as well, just like they can. So I guess, you know, what would you like to see? In my coming videos, I definitely would like to hear what you have as far as an opinion on maybe what types of videos I should do in the future, like more of these, maybe more kind of let's play, looking at some of the other scenarios, historical commentary maybe on these scenarios, and do a little bit of research and kind of determine some things to talk about there, maybe more reviews, if that's some more games that we can touch on, but what would you like to see as far as future games? Definitely leave a comment. If this is something that you like, definitely subscribe. So yeah, I mean, leave some comments. Is this something that you enjoy? We'd like to see more games like this. We've got a couple other games I can look at. Scourge of War. Obviously, I didn't do Gettysburg scenarios. Maybe one of the cavalry scenarios. Otherwise, we could look at, I'm probably going to be doing another Out of the Park Baseball. The new Out of the Park Baseball game did just come out recently, and I haven't purchased it myself yet, so all positive reviews, and I've purchased the last 3 of them, so I'll probably be getting this one too. I'd like to finish up the Moneyball reenactment, even if it hasn't been as popular as maybe I would hope. The first couple of videos were really popular and got posted on the developer's website, but since then, it has been probably more, 6 of them. But yeah, I mean, let me know what else you'd like. I don't believe I'm going to have enough here for a major victory. I would consider driving back almost the entire Confederate division. It would seem by myself for a major. Destination has to be bad. So he's got a regiment. One other thing is you are limited to how far away you can go. The battle does take place beyond where you can scroll. Based on your rank, you're limited to how far, not only how high you can zoom, but also how far out you can look. So that's something that's different. Victory, a minor victory. So I obtained a minor victory. I think 300 on that battle would have been a major victory, but there you go. The game also works the same way as Scourge of War. You can look through your command as well as the entire army's order of battle, you know, at the end of a scenario. You can zoom in on it, look at the sub-units there, weapons, ammunition, how long it takes them to reload, what happens for both you and the enemy. You get a lot of information about after the battle. But yeah, that was Take Command Second Manassas, the Gibbon scenario. And yeah, until next time, like, rate, subscribe, and have a nice day.